morning everybody, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like my videos, please smash that like button, please do subscribe. Good morning, it's Saturday. I'm not going anywhere today. I might take Max for a walk in the sunshine, but that's about it. I had enough of it yesterday. I'm not having a repeat performance. I also have a stonking headache. Yeah, when you have a migraine, you're left with a really, really bad headache for a few days afterwards. So I'm not going to let myself get stressed out like I did yesterday. No, I'm not. I didn't get cross outside. I didn't get angry with anybody, although I was upset about how I was treated in one shop. The post office in Strood treated me fine. I was served first and I was in and out of there as fast as anything. The chemist in Strood, Boots, he got my name wrong. He called me Mrs. Hatchett, but he's a nice guy and I was treated very nice in there and I was served quickly and I left. The Strood community shop needs staff retraining. It does. It needs to train staff on how to treat customers. The Strood community shop. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the atmosphere in there at all. Brilliant stock, lovely stock. But also keeping pets in a charity shop, no, I didn't like that. Aldi. Aldi's alright, it's cheap and cheerful. A few of the staff were in circles talking and giggling, but you know, Aldi's alright, it's cheap and cheerful, and I use the self-service checkout anyway. So this morning I'm eating toast with Benecol spread because it's proven to lower cholesterol. Toast. I also have a cup of coffee. Nescafe sticky toffee pudding. Coffee. Sticky toffee pudding coffee. Good morning everybody. Now, I don't like putting negativity into my videos, but I've got to get this one out of the way. And now that I've blocked this person, maybe I'll be able to get back to doing my positivity videos and being happy, right? Never trust anybody. Never trust anyone when they say they're not like previous boyfriends you've had before. I don't trust anybody. Me personally doesn't. I know my own instincts. I know when someone is saying something that is wrong and shouldn't be said. Now I'm going to get my Alexa bits over with, and then I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1974, an unknown Swedish band called ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest with their song Waterloo, launching an international career and dominating the speakers of karaoke bars ever since.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. The time is 8:25 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Saturday, the 6th of April.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
Currently, in Rochester it's 14 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 20 degrees and a low of 11 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
I hate doing the washing up. It gives me a real sinking feeling.
And Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include American actor Paul Rudd, Oscar Piastri, American actor, director, screenwriter, producer Zach Braff, American comedian, actor, and writer Jared Carmichael, and American endocrinologist Robert Sapolsky.
Right guys, so I've lived in this flat for, it will be 4 years on August the 10th this year. 4 years. The first week I moved in, quiet, no trouble at all. My mum asks me my phone number, my address. I give my mother Jennifer my phone number, my address. Shortly afterwards, the guy upstairs moves in, and he is noisy. He moves in with his girlfriend, and he's got his kids up there as well. There is fights going on, there is yelling, there is shouting. I'm kept awake all hours of the morning. I've only just moved in. I've been in 2 weeks. I can't cope with it. I carry on like that for 3 months. 3 months I carry on with this screaming, shouting, fighting, weed smelling smoke. And I have to do something about it. I have to. I feel like I'm being forced out of my flat. I was spending more time out of my flat than I was in it because of the noise and the nuisance. So I didn't actually want to contact my landlord. I didn't want to. So I asked advice first. I asked advice. And I was told, well, why don't you just leave them a note and tell them what the situation is. And it wasn't a nasty note, it was a polite note. It didn't stop, the noise didn't stop. For a few days afterwards it got worse, and I was actually frightened to live in my flat. I was frightened, it was scaring me. It sounded like furniture was being thrown around and the flat was being wrecked. So I contacted my landlord. They said they wrote to the person concerned, and it did eventually die down, die down to an acceptable level. I don't think the guy concerned has ever got over me asking him politely to consider that I've got pain issues and the noise was not acceptable. I don't think he's ever got over it personally. So it's come to the point where it's every 2 weekends, and it's a nuisance, but it's not as bad as it was, and I can cope with that, right? But what is happening now, this guy upstairs, right, is getting up between 3 and 6 in the morning, and we're talking 7 days a week. So Monday to Sunday, this guy is getting up in the early hours of the morning, and it's obviously is waking me up. It is. Not only that, I am getting a fucking load of noise next door. Jo used to live next door, a blonde white lady, and she kept control of her kids. She had 4 kids in there, and there was a young one as well, and they didn't make half as much noise as they are next door. It sounds like a herd of elephants or some zoo animals about two in the morning last night, running up and down the floor, opening cupboards and banging about. Now I mistook it for his kids upstairs because they normally as noisy as that. It was in fact next door. Well, it's a good job I'm not an elderly person. So you've got them next door making a noise, loud noises, till 2 in the morning. And he is getting up about 4. So I'm not getting any sleep, am I? I'm not getting any sleep. So that's the situation that's going on at the moment. They're making a racket next door till 2 in the morning. He's getting up at 4 and leaving the flats at 6 in the morning, and he's coughing when he goes outside. Coughing. I can hear him because his car's parked outside my window, my bedroom window. So every morning, about 6 o'clock, he goes outside and he goes, and gets into his car. Like I said, that's the situation at the moment. At the moment, I'm ignoring it. Just completely ignoring it. People have got their children home at the Easter holidays. When they go to school, they're going to get tired, and you won't get that because they'll have to get up early in the morning for school. So a parent isn't going to let their children run around till 3 in the morning, surely, when they've got to go to school. So this is happening while the kids are off school. Next door, kids are running up and down the floor and banging about till 2 in the morning, rattling about. I don't know what's going on in there. I told you yesterday I was getting messages from Thomas Gray off Google Chat, and this is where it gets serious, and that I'm contemplating contacting the police again, although this person said they were coming from another country, the USA, America. So I've blocked them because every morning it's, Crystal, where are you? What you doing? Where you going? I'm eating my breakfast. Right? So they act completely normal, then they go off kilter. So I don't know if it's someone with a schizophrenic personality. So they start talking normally. Hello, Crystal, how are you? What are you doing today? Then they told me they had a 14-year-old son called Larry. Larry. Larry, and it's all on my Google Chat, which I'm going to probably send it to the police. I've got a son, 14-year-old son called Larry. I said, okay, I lost my wife, she's dead. All right, last night, I want us to become man and wife. I said, I don't want to get married. I don't. I've been married once. I don't want to get married again. I want you to accept my 14-year-old son. Well, it's difficult for me. I've lost my children. I haven't seen my own children grow up. I don't really want to bring someone else's children up. That's a very difficult question, isn't it? Then last night it got to a point when I thought, this is not okay, this is not acceptable, there's something weird going on here, I'm going to put a stop to this. He said to me, can I give you my 14-year-old son's email address so that you can talk to him? I turned round and I said, certainly not. I went, no you can't, I don't want your son's email address. Oh, what's wrong with that? I said, I don't know your son. I haven't even met you. Why would I want to talk to your son? Oh, no, I went, no, I'm ending this conversation, and I blocked this Thomas Gray. This person that's doing this to me is mentally ill. I went to the co-op yesterday. I just wanted to get my grocery shopping and get out of there. You've got a cleaner that looks like my mum's neighbour Sue, cleaning with the cleaner buffing machine that's loud, you've got this strong smell of disinfectant. This used to make my dad angry and cross. He had COPD, which is lung breathing problems and problems breathing with your lungs, right? So it's like someone's trying to fucking harm me. I'm not Derek. You've got this strong, potent smell of disinfectant, and noises used to make my dad really, really angry. He used to go off on one, my father did. So you just want to do your shopping. I mean, I don't mind the music playing, but my goodness, can't they clean before shoppers come into the shop? Really? Can't they stack shelves and move trolleys about when people, before people actually want to do their shopping? Sainsbury's does it to me as well. When I used to go into Sainsbury's early in the morning, they used to do it. So I had a bloody headache before I left for the shops yesterday. And this Thomas Gray said last night, "What are you doing tomorrow? Where are you going? What are you doing?" I said, I don't know. I don't know. It varies from day to day. So someone is deliberately trying to destroy my happiness, and they are actually doing it deliberately. It's been proven they're doing it deliberately. And to ask me to talk to their 14-year-old son, that's a bit sick in the head. So, again, another report to the police. I am being victimised and bullied, and it's happening in shops. Someone was calling out for Gary in the Strood Community Centre. I think that guy with the Puma bag was called Gary. He had a bald head and he was called Gary. Deliberate bullying and harassment. It's been going on for ages. The police need to find out who's behind it and who's instigating it, instead of sitting on their backsides thinking it's going to go away. Hyde Housing have done nothing about the lift bar in the lift being broken. Nothing. They obviously don't value their property very much, do they? And if a piece is missing from the lift, right, that lift's going to break down at some point. And it could be dangerous to be in. So Hyde Housing don't give a fuck. All they care about is the rent. They don't give a fuck. They'd rather get rid of the victim and let all the perpetrators get away with what they're doing, because it's easier and cheaper. So I'm in my flat, I've taken the rubbish out. There's still a cleaning in progress sign in there. What I do in my videos and my TikTok, my YouTube, is my business, right? You don't subscribe to somebody if you don't like them. You don't subscribe to somebody if someone irritates you, annoys you, and you think they're disgusting. So why would you do that unless you're not schizophrenic or mentally unwell, or your whole intention is to harass somebody and annoy them? or you're jealous. I went out last night and the evenings are lighter. There's more people about and I'm just coping. But there's going to come to a point where I'm going to probably have to call 999 because this harassment, I have told the police, when you stop talking to this bully, you know, I've had dogs jump all over me, they've torn the back of my leggings. When the bully and the harasser can't speak to me, they try and get somebody to come up to me first hand. Now I'm going to tell you something as well about this Charlie character, right? This Charlie character, when he took me to his flat with his girlfriend sat there with long black hair with grey bits in it, she was sat at her computer. And she had this funny pair of glasses on, like flowers over her glasses. Yeah, she's an intelligent woman. She's got troubles. She's got troubles like myself. I'm going through the menopause. She's obviously been through it. Because she's in her 60s, Charlie's girlfriend. So she really should know better. These people are predators and sex pests. And they're obviously scouting around for women, maybe men as well, so, you know, to bring home. So Charlie picks me up, he tells me he's got a girlfriend at home that would like some female company. He takes me back to the flat, I go up some stairs, I go into their flat. This woman seems intelligent. She seems self-sufficient. She's got antiques in her flat. She's lived in foreign countries. And she says to me, well, Charlie, you know, I really don't want to speak to you really. Charlie has brought a lot of women back to this flat and I'm sick of it. That's what she said. And I said, oh okay. And we got to know each other over a couple of days and I gave them some very personal information about myself and my family. Subsequently, I don't really see my son anymore. My mum is acting really, really strangely. I gave them some personal information. I also said I was having problems with my neighbours. And coincidentally, Jo was still living next door when I met Charlie. She was still living next door. It's like this cat's after my toast. And it's not because he hasn't been fed either. I've fed both those cats this morning. I must like the smell of the Benecol. So, this Charlie and his girlfriend, I told them about the noise nuisance I was getting, and Jo was living next door. She hadn't moved out. So I told Charlie that every time I went onto the balcony, this dachshund was barking, right? It was barking, and I really couldn't stay on the balcony for very long. And I told them the troubles that I'd had with upstairs and that I didn't want any trouble, I just wanted to move out. I've been trying to move out. So I'm now on the council list where I'm bidding for properties to get out. So I'm not complaining about neighbours anymore unless there's physical damage to my property or myself, or I'm verbally abused by one of them. So that's that. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to move out peacefully and quietly. So I was telling them about the problems I'd had upstairs, the problems I was having with the dachshunds. Over time, the trouble with the dachshund got worse. As you can see, sometimes I try to get out my front door. It's like in my face, barking. It's nearly jumped in with me in the lift, and that kind of thing. So that got worse. Then this family next door moved in, and they're a black family. It's no point saying they're white when they're black. There's a black family next door, and there's a black family downstairs, right? But the black family moved in after I had told Charlie I was having problems with neighbours. One of the conversations that I had with Charlie and his girlfriend, I didn't like. I found them both a bit sexually weird. Charlie's girlfriend said to me that she fancied the bald-headed black man delivery driver. She thought this black delivery driver was good looking. And they both started giggling like I don't know, I just felt weird and uncomfortable. I think they're a pair of sexual predators myself. That's what I think. I can't prove it, but I found it very uncomfortable the way they both were speaking and behaving. So I'm having nothing to do with them anymore. When you meet people, you've got to be careful. I think Charlie was scouting for women to bring back home to his flat, because I wasn't the only woman that he'd approached and brought back to his flat. So guys, we've got somebody that was talking about, you know, fancying a black man. I have a black family living next door, and the other day there was a black guy in the lift, and I felt very uncomfortable because it was a young black lad, and now I'm getting weird messages making suggestive comments, and someone trying to get me to speak to their 14-year-old son. Now, if it was a white bloke in the lift, I would have said it was a white bloke, and I still would have felt uncomfortable because I have been sexually abused. And I've been sexually abused since I've moved into this flat. Now I'm going to go now, and I hope there's no more incidents. See you later.